bride and groom here yet?
No, but they should be here any minute.
You've redecorated. Well, it must have cost a fortune.
Oh, I just put on a few new slip covers, $27.50. We wouldn't want our son-in-law to think we had a shabby home, would we?
Of course not.
That's a new suit.
Well, you wouldn't want our son-in-law to think he had a shabby father-in-law. You know, Edith, it's a weird feeling meeting your son-in-law for the first time, especially when he's a millionaire. Hope they'll stay for a while.
Oh, I imagine they'll just stay a night or two and then be off to honeymoon in Europe or somewhere. In her letter, she said the world was her oyster. Oh, I just happen to have it here.
Well, let's hear it.
Wait till you meet Howie. He's been around the world 3 times. He's very modest, but one night he let it slip that his boat was the largest in the Mediterranean.
That makes it bigger than Onassis'.
This will interest Daddy. Howie's a mathematical genius. He charts the stock market, and he's never wrong.
What if he'll bring his own ticker tape?
He's on the golf course every day and shoots in the low 60s. What do you shoot, dear?
Keep reading.
Howie is the richest man I've ever known.
That's the part. Go on.
And the most generous. I never dreamed I would ever have so much.
Edith, we mustn't let Howie go to our heads.
What do you mean, dear?
Well, I suppose a man like Howie will have made plans for us. But we mustn't let him, no, sir. We're going to continue to live the same simple life we've always lived.
What's that?
Imported champagne.
The same simple life we've always led.
We're not going to accept a thing from Howie.
Not even a little red convertible?
Absolutely not.
What if he invites us for a cruise on his yacht?
Well, we don't want to be unfriendly. That must be them.
Oh, gosh.
Oh. Here's the bride, Barbara.
My baby, my baby.
Mother.
Oh, darling.
Hi, Barbara. You don't look any different. Everybody, this is Howie.
Mr. Dickerson.
Hello, Dad. Mom!
Oh, Howie.
And you're Sally. Why, you're even prettier than Barbara said.
You should see me in a red convertible.
That'll be $3.80. Oh, I don't think I have it.
None of you fellows ever carry money, do you? Here you are. Keep the change.
Thank you.
Oh, well, let's get this stuff out of here.
Don't touch that. I'll carry it myself.
The house looks lovely. Oh, Mother.
Well, I decided if I couldn't be at my own daughter's wedding, at least I wasn't going to be cheated out of a wedding cake.
I want you to go down to the office and have lunch with me. I want everyone to meet you.
Oh, I'd love to, Mr. Sims.
Walter or Dad. Well, I think it's time for a wedding toast. All right, Barbara. Here's Howie's.
Thank you, Dad.
Here's yours, honey. Edith.
Dear.
And one for Dad. A toast to the bride and groom. Wherever you may be, whatever remote corners of the world you may find yourselves in, may happiness and joy be with you always.
Thanks, Dad. Traldika Marav Salantikan.
What's that?
It's an old Yucardi tribal toast. May there always be many fingers in your pot. I guess it doesn't translate too well.
Howie speaks 12 languages.
Well, my Yucardi's kind of rusty.
Well, I don't imagine too many people on Long Island will notice.
Excellent champagne. Dom Perignon. 1952.
That's right.
Howie's a connoisseur.
Well, it's kind of a hobby with me.
Well, I respect a man who has champagne as a hobby.
Where are you and Howie going from here? That's up to Howie.
Oh, I hadn't thought much about it.
That's the way I like to travel. Free as a bird. Just get on your yacht and sail the 7 seas.
You have a yacht?
He was speaking figuratively.
I love boats.
Barbara told us. Howie, have a cigar.
Oh, thank you, sir.
I have them especially made for me.
Brazilian tobacco.
Yes.
This comes from the mountain region near Gopuri.
Well, imagine you knowing my tobacco.
Oh, it has a very distinctive flavor. It's the only Brazilian tobacco that the native Indians still trample with their bare feet. If you're interested in Indian culture, this will fascinate you.
What is it?
It's Xochiquetzal, the Aztec goddess of fertility.
It's beautiful.
Don't touch him.
Howie says it's an absolute guarantee that you'll have children. He'd like an even dozen.
How lovely.
Yes, Edith. Why don't you take Barbara upstairs and help her unpack?
All right, dear. That means they want some man talk. Come on, girl.
Don't be long, my love. My own darling.
Howie? Howie? Make yourself comfortable, son. This is your home.
Well, that certainly is nice of you, Dad. I really appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate your taking the time to visit with us. I know how busy you must be with the stock market and...
Oh, that's just a hobby. Yeah, I chart stocks on paper, but I never gamble.
Oh, what are your primary business interests?
Well, until recently, I've been with a national pole company.
You owned this company.
Oh, no, I was an employee.
That is to say you were on the board of directors.
Boy, that sure would tickle Mr. Melniker.
Mr. Melniker, who's he?
He's the man who fired me last week.
Fired you?
Yeah, I made certain suggestions as to the reorganization of the company that didn't set too well with him. I was a field employee, and I went around making surveys. And for every questionnaire that was filled out, I got 50 cents.
That's another hobby.
That's my living. Early mornings, I caddy. Didn't Barbara tell you?
She mentioned you were on the golf course every day. What does your father do, Howie?
He's a butcher in Eagle Rock, California.
Barbara told us you had the biggest boat on the Mediterranean.
Barbara always gets that wrong. I've told her it's not a boat, it's a ship.
But it's the biggest.
Well, Franklin D. Roosevelt was. Of course, the Navy's built bigger carriers since then.
A carrier. You were an officer in the Navy?
Started out as an officer, ended up as a seaman second class. They were running that ship, and... what's the matter, Dad? You look kind of... Here.
Mr. Dickerson, are you employed?
Oh, no, sir, not at present. I've had a lot of jobs, but none of them ever seem to last very long. I find it hard to adjust. I suppose you might call me a nonconformist, sort of a beardless beatnik. But don't you find it difficult to employ the most fruitful years of your life in doing work that's trivial?
Do you have enough money to support my daughter?
No! That's why I was so pleased when Barbara said we could move in here.
Move in here?
Oh, I don't care about material things. I was perfectly happy in San Francisco living at the Y. But I'd like Barbara to have something better, Dad.
Edith. Edith.
The whole neighborhood will hear you, and the girls are in Sally's room.
He's a caddy.
I know, dear. Here's 2 aspirin and a glass of water. We've misunderstood.